Hi, I'm Pantazi. Today we're going to be talking about another one of Hohan's Sokens targets in the Gyudan, or the upper level. This target is called Gansei. And the fisted positions he used, or the hand tools that he used against them or recommended using, would be the Haraken, which is a leopard paw for many different styles, where you're using this edge and knuckles right in through here. You've got the Ishinken, which is the Shoken, or the Phoenix Eye fist. All right, and you have the Ippon-ken, which is the single knuckle, the middle knuckle of the hand, using that as a weapon. He also listed the Nukite. Now, all of these weapons were designed to injure the target and cause permanent injury. Now, permanent injury for today's modern use is highly impractical, because you're going to go to a court of law and you're going to be seen as the assailant if you cause damage on anybody. Even if you were the victim, because that other person is physically damaged and maybe permanently damaged, it's going to look like they're the victim. So we have to protect ourselves two different ways. First in the initial conflict, and then in a court of law later, or protect our well-being in our standing. So we're going to mute these weapons in our demonstration, but we want to get back into the applications and what they really were intended to do, and that was destroy the target. Now, the effects of this is a fainting effect. Now, you've seen that quite a few targets are listed as fatal attacks, but there were also some listed as fainting attacks, and there were others that were listed as just disabling. The fainting attack causes the person to get a shock of the nervous system, or a drop in blood pressure, which causes them to faint. Now, this one happens to do both. It will drop the blood pressure, so you have a vasovagal syncope or fainting spell. You'll also shock the brain nerves, okay, and the brain itself. And he lists this as fainting because of a shock to the cerebrum and the brain nerves, and a cause of fainting because of the overload and the loss of motor skills and sensory skills that go along with this. And I've used this many times. I've got this done to me many times, and I can tell you that's highly effective. Again, not using these specified damaging type of tools. It was using palms and other soft instruments or broad instruments. Now, some of the tools that Hohan Soken had listed, one was the Araken, which was the back fist. Now, you can use a back fist to this target with great effect if you don't use the knuckles or the edge of the knuckles. You're just going to use the back of the hand or the metacarpals. Okay, you could also do that with a back slap. You can use that like you were doing Nahanchi or many other different kata. Now, this again is a very quick strike. It only takes one shock to get the person to drop. And the actions can be seen in many different katas. If we're using the back of the hand as an example, let's take a look at Nahanchi. Again, the hand comes up and it turns out, but that hand turning up, that could have been one way. When the hand comes out with a back slapping action, that could be another way. There's many different ways you can attack this target. Now, this target does not also need to be concussed or struck, okay, like we were talking about in the 4 concussions of Kyusho. There are varying levels of concussion, which is the striking or the ballistic shock, okay. These can also be used in compressive ways, and they're a lot more painful when you compress them than they are when you shock them with a concussive. So just be wary when you get into looking at this target and really working with it with your opponents or your training partners in this instance, then you're going to be wanting to tailor it down, not do the compression, because again, like the compression I told you, causes intense pain. Sometimes people pass out from the pain because of their pain tolerance or intolerance. In this example, if you were doing some ground grappling and you were, say, in a grappling match or on the ground wrestling around in the dirt or the street, the compression would work just fine. So again, you want to train all of them. You just want to be cautious which one you can train easier and with less pain. Again, even with light pressure, these will cause quite a bit of shock in the body, so you can experiment with your light pressure, understanding that if you escalated the concussive or the compressive, that you would have a much more prominent effect on your opponent, and you would cause the immediate fainting or shocking, which is called a knockout or a KO. Okay, and for modern techniques, this is a prime target. For destructive techniques, this is a prime target. Kyusho covers it all. And this is the Gansei from Hohan Sokens Notes.